G'day everyone, Professor Maple here. Welcome to episode 31 of Maple's World. Today, we're continuing work on the squid farm there. Our lovely inky blacky inky squiddy farmadiddle there. We're back in the spawn chunks. You can see I've made a perimeter around my work area to keep mobs from bothering me while I'm trying to do things, because creepers have been a bit of a terror lately, even despite having this guy around. So we've got the top of the farm all sorted out here, and I was gonna take the quick way down, but I'll show you. We've got some stairways going down into the farm itself here. I wanted to include a little bit of the iron and the black from the ink that we're getting from the farm in the design, so this is kind of what I came up with. I'm sure there's probably something a little better with, and I probably could have played a bit more with texture and having things closer to and from the wall. What the hey? Not that's better. Oh, and then we're gonna drop frames here. Anyway, so while you've been out, while I've been working, we've got the rest of the squid farm dug out down to Y20, just like is the plan. And this thing, it's not even it's a shame that it's not collecting all these zinc sacks, because like we've got it rotting away on the bottom there. This part's not finished yet. Well, none of it's really finished yet. But today I think we're gonna focus on working on the collection system for this. We're gonna use some rails, and we're gonna have a minecart unloader, hopper minecart unloader. I can't walk around here without collecting ink, so that's a good sign for this farm. Look at them all. Look at them. They're just splatting on the ground, giving me their innards to fill up my pen later or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this ink. This farm might already be bigger than it needs to be, but and just to prove it, this farm is, and this is the short way. It is 41 blocks wide. So we'll take you up top there. Actually, it might be quicker. Ooh, yeah, okay. Yeah, it might be quicker to... Oh, no, I want to be up there. I swear I've done this before. There we go. So as you can see, the farm, it's basically within the range of the iron farms here, but the width of it this way is less than the length of it this way. So I figured we use fewer minecarts at once if we have the collection system, like for example, if we have all the minecarts going like this and side by side, kind of like that, then we can use a few less minecarts if we have them loop around, and then also we use a few less just in the farm being less wide than it would be the other way around. So that's the plan for at least the first half of this episode. I don't entirely know what we're doing for the second half. We might be working on aesthetics for this thing. I don't want to like burn out on this farm. Ooh, I maybe should have gotten the elytra there. I don't want to burn out on it, but at the same time, I kind of want to make sure it gets done, because this is meant to be my break from working on the base, on the Settlers of Catan Hex project, phase 2 of the base. So, or however, depends on how you look at it, but initially phase 2 of the base. So since this is my break from that, I don't want it to take too long, and I also want to just work on a variety of things by going back to the base, like we kind of did a little bit last episode with the finishing the mob farm there. But yeah, this thing's just raining squid. like this one. And so yeah, we're gonna put a platform above the hopper minecarts so they don't stop the hopper minecarts, and then they'll all come into an unloading station or a set of unloading stations that will be here. I wonder, actually, I could probably get away with. I was thinking about 10 minecarts, and they each have like 4 rows. And I might need to double up here a bit more. Yeah, and maybe 10's still better. I was just thinking about going 5, but I think that might be too few. Those will fill up pretty quick. My inventory fills up pretty quick with all these zinc sacks around here, so I think that's a good plan, sticking with 10. And we are back. Now I switched Minecraft versions since last cut there, I'm pretty sure. So the iron farm, as a result, no fault of Double Moses, his design is still good. But because iron farms have been changed slightly, the way the beds were set up and whatnot, that's not really working with the pillager in the middle. So that will be fixed. I do have some Nembomb magic to put in here in a little bit. You'll see no golems are spawning. That'll be fixed. In the meantime, though, I want to show you the unloading system, or the item collection system for this farm. So now we have the iron farm input going into the squid farm input, which comes down right about there. And we've got all our mine carts. We've got this going. It's great. I can't not pick up ink sacks while I'm in here. And this section will get prettied up when it becomes an actual item sorting room and whatnot. So we'll probably have I believe it's this minecart that it'll be on a 5-minute timer to go out and get stuff so that it can bring the iron back. The rest of them I'll probably just turn on when I'm here, just to reduce lag and whatnot. And we'll get all the items sorted out of there. I did vary the stairs a little bit. I decided to put the stone stairs, like this stuff, make them into stairs without making them into cobble. And then I added some andesite stairs, polished andesite, and it blends in nicely, and it looks pretty good. We'll wait to see what it looks like with the rest of the hallway in, of course. Yeah, so I should mention I'm going to be linking like a whole bunch of other channels in this video, because I do have to credit Bill Mango, the other smart redstone guy, of like the handful of smart redstone guys around. This is his unloader design. It is tileable, and I do have it tiled back here, but because I don't really need that many minecarts rolling at once, I'd prefer they didn't all roll at once. We're kind of limiting ourselves to this handful here. They're not all side by side, which is absolutely fine. We don't need them to be all side by side. I've got actually I'll show you how they work. I'll link the video so you can find out how to build them yourself, but basically they get some redstone input eventually. There we go. And the minecart goes out, collects the items, hopefully with a bit less lag than this, but I think that's more my connection to the Minecraft world here than anything else. Minecart's going to eventually come back. There's a hopper down there under this powered rail, or unpowered power rail, and there's an observer system that basically detects that not only are there items here, but that they need to be dispensed out of this, and creates a timer, and they get plooped into this, what will be a water stream eventually. So, and then the water stream will go into an item sorter and be sorted from there. So for now, it's all ink sacks because the iron farm's not working. Again, we'll fix that in just what for you guys will be a few moments, and then and then we'll have the need to sort the items again because it'll be poppies and ingots and sacks of ink. We're still fixing the iron farm. I know we're a long way from it. We're in the desert. What's this have to do with fixing the iron farm? Well, I need one of these guys behind me, one of these husky dealies. Pop it in the farm. So that's what we're here to do. We're gonna bring this guy back through the nether. Hopefully just this guy and not like a whole swarm of mobs that are gonna eat my face and stuff. And I've just realized luring him into the lake was maybe not a good idea. We'll find a different one. We'll find a different husk. But it has to be a husk because they don't burn in the daylight. They don't shoot arrows. They don't do a lot of things. I need to get that creeper away from that nether portal. That's gonna not end well. Okay. Alright, Husk. You come with me. Please. Oh, oof. Oh, there are more creepers here than I expected there would be. Let's put some armor on instead of just not having armor. And bring out the sword. I think I'm in a bit deeper than I thought. Okay, this is potentially very bad. There's also a skeleton back here. Holy gosh. Okay. So those two are gonna fight. That's good. Husk is gonna lose. And now there are more creepers back there, which is also not great. I did not intend for any of this to go this way. I should just keep this in my hotbar. That's what we need to do because we need a ranged weapon. Get out of here, zombie. Normal zombie, you're gonna melt. Don't do that. Don't melt. I don't want to be dive bombed by creepers. Is it gone? It's gone. Okay. So these three are gonna follow me through. Oh, no, I went through the wrong way. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, we still got two. So this is good. Okay. As long as one of them makes it all the way to the farm, then we're good. There we go, and I don't need to light this up because this should be, fingers crossed, our last trip. So I'm gonna plop that there, and we should, aha, there, perfect. So now we've got our husk, we've got it in a minecart, and now what was the other one despawn here, but because he shouldn't get past our friend Dusty here. But what we've got right now is upgrades to the iron farm. So all this redstone in here, all that mumble jumbo, is gonna go, and so is this guy, Jerkface, gone. I did try a few experiments that involved, well, as you saw, modifying the little mini villages, and making it so in survival you can actually, if a pillager runs out of arrows, or runs out of durability on the crossbow, sorry, then they will stop attacking because their crossbow breaks. But they become peaceful, which ends up resulting in them just not wanting to attack anything. They like literally become passive. So instead of doing that, because that wouldn't work, because none of these would be scared, these villagers wouldn't be scared of them, I decided we would pull an M-bomb, and we would use this trick for. Oh, that other husk is actually coming back. Okay. So we're actually going to do a trick that involves. Ah! Oh, I don't have my wings. Let's put the wings back on. Oops, no, back on. There we go. And let's get that other. Keep wanting to call them drown. That's definitely a husk. Let's get rid of this other guy here. Thanks for visiting. See you later. But yeah, so we've got that. We've got the minecart track. So this husk is gonna go around the minecart track, and he's gonna be delayed at every little mini village until the residents of the mini village become scared. And we should see it now. Yep, they're all kind of worried. Now they're going back to work. I should get off the track, because he's gonna do that to every village now. He's gonna stay there for about 5 seconds, give or take. They're gonna work away, and then now a lot of these villagers haven't had a chance to sleep since I made the modifications, so it might be a little bit before they actually spawn golems again. But that's how this is going to work now. I've done it in the test version of this world where having it was a zombie in that case, but having a zombie variant on the minecart, going around the track, stopping at every mini village, scaring the people, that will spawn golems once again here. So now we can take out all this like redstone stuff and whatnot we no longer need. We just have this little minecart track that once everyone has a chance to sleep will work. Alright, so I realized that I had the beds up too high. I recreated their little mini villages wrong, but that should fix the issue now. That should, just raising those up a block should be all we need. And yep, there we go. We've got golems spawning again. Or a golem. Oh, yep, that's 2. That's plural now. Oh, cool. Alright, so now we should start to see, along with some burning golems, some. Yeah, all these Scorchy metal boys, and their flowers and their ingots, making their way downtown. And by downtown, I mean we don't really have a town here yet, so it's just down to the still kind of the middle of nowhere, literal middle of nowhere. This is spawn. So yeah, this I'm gonna let this run a little bit just to see what our distribution. Because actually, I'm gonna do some tests here. I'm gonna run this minecart. That's not the main one that should be picking up iron. But I want to see if it will pick up some of that iron. And it looks like most of that's actually gone. So that's good. We can kind of split the work between a couple different minecart tracks. You can hear the droppers popping away down below. I should really eat something here. But yeah, no, that's a. Wait, did I just run the wrong minecart? There. We'll run both of these just to make sure. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So between these two, so these two will be on a separate timer from the rest of them. Well, the rest of them won't be on a timer. They'll just be on when I'm in the area, because squid will only spawn when I'm around and close enough. and so it really only makes sense to have that part of the farm be manual. We run fewer mine carts at once, have fewer items going through. That just all of that sounds like reducing lag and music to my ears, except for that dropper part of it. Welcome to the soggy hole. So we've got our water streams put in under all the dropper systems, and now I have to, well, I'm gonna hook this up after I've figured out where these water streams are gonna go, because we have the items coming in to a system that will distribute them, but if we don't have a place to sort them out into, then that's not helpful. So I want about 5 or 6 iron. One of them's gonna be like a shulker loader, and then about 2 for the poppies. One of the 2 is gonna be another shulker box loader, and then about 3, maybe 4 for the ink, and one of those being a shulker box loader, and then we can kind of do that. But I need to work on this room a bit more. That's why I moved all the work stuff over there, because I want to, like, the room doesn't have to be very deep. I might push this wall back just a little bit more, because this column here is going to be like where this kind of stairway ends and the room begins. But if the room's only like 3 wide, then I don't know. It just looks too small to me. Although we are underground, so maybe that's the theme. But I made these big of the stairs, and if it just comes down to this tiny little closet thing, you know, it's not going to be all that great. So yeah, I'm going to figure out some things, figure out, well, actually more distances, and I might even get around to the redstone, but don't be surprised if I don't. Okay guys, so I've been working fairly tirelessly on this farm over the weekend there, and we've got some progress. You can see here's the fleet of hopper minecarts behind me. You can see they're hooked up to redstone. We're gonna do a tour of this area, but we're gonna do it kind of backwards a little bit here. So we're gonna tiptoe around all these hopper minecarts. I've turned I've turned the collection system off just for the moment here. We'll get to that in a sec. Here's that water stream from before. It now leads to a proper water stream here. Oop, here. Oop, blah, blah. Oh, I used to have a way up here. But now it's over here right by the lava. So that's our overflow protection in case we ever get too much ink, too much iron, or too many poppies, heaven forbid, in the system. We also have, this is our sorting system. The back end, of course. We're about to see the front end, and look at this. Look, isn't this a nice area? We've got our little back ways into the guts of the farm. We've got our control panel here. We've got those 2 minecart rails hooked up to this, so we can collect just the iron and poppies, and then some ink sacks. And if I want to go ham on the ink sacks, we turn both of them on and all the minecarts go, and that's probably going to cause a little bit of lag here. Over here we've got the other end of where the redstone kind of hooks up to everything. It's a little spaghetti, but it works, so I'm not too worried about that. We've got some bulk storage back here and in front here. For the moment, it's mostly for like rocky bits that I've dug out and just don't want to take all the way back to my base. But you can see here we've got our ink sac collection here, which is actually starting to fill up alarmingly. I should have seen that coming. We've also got our poppies that are almost full, and iron is, well, I've been using iron a fair bit, so we're pretty much only full in places where I've not been taking iron, at least for the last little bit here. So we're going to leave the iron part of this on. We've also got more sort of bulk storage for things I've kind of brought with me, or mob drops, or building materials and that sort of thing. You can see we've included in the black and white was kind of alright. but it needed some color, so I added the red from the poppies, and that seems to pop nicely. I like it. I like this sort of modern panel here. It looks very clean, looks very tight. We've also got that mirrored over here with some more like workbenchy kind of stuff, and these little panels here just to kind of offset things. I've got some polished diorite. Yeah, never thought I'd build with that, but it looks really nice with the iron. And we've got some red concrete up there, kind of highlighting the storage area with iron trapdoors and iron bars. And I maybe should have used some anvils in the design. That's the only thing I kind of regret is not finding more anvil spots. I might still go around and do that, find other things made of iron to plop in here. But you can see we've brought the red into the stairway here, and this room is mostly the same, except we've got this little deep iron. I wanted to use a pressure plate in the design, and I was like, but I want to use it in the wall, and so this is what happened there. It works. It's bright enough in here that things won't spawn even out in the corner over here at night, so that's good. We've got our squid tumble viewing area here. We can also see the iron go down, as you may have noticed there. We can't see it at the bottom, and that's perfectly fine because we don't need to. It gets picked up. And we've got the stairs, again, more polished andesite, kind of accenting things that were maybe a bit bland before. And then we've got our stairways, our single stairway. It's one stairway, not stairways. Was this a railway or something? Pluralize things like that? Come on. Anyway, so we've got kind of our upper area. I've mostly just done the stairwell at the moment, and the sort of I don't think I ever acknowledged that I put in the floor here, but yeah, there are a couple sections where the grass was coming up to the same height as those slab blockages there, but and I tried to incorporate it, but it just didn't quite work, so I figured we'll just keep this all clean and tidy. And I think, oh no, wait, no, that's me working on the wall, right? Yes, so this is our wall. We're going to look at it before it gets dark because it doesn't have any lighting in it, and it's pretty nice. It's mostly non-polished diorite, which again I didn't really think I would build with, but it works well. I could maybe use some of the black and some of the red, but there's just concrete just eats my resources, man. Like, this glass was a lot as it is to smelt down, and then to have to craft it with gravel and dyes and things just eats my resources. It's crazy. But yeah, I love the sound of the iron golems melting, the scorchy metal boys. Gonna keep that going for a while. There should be another one coming down soon on this side, unless, sometimes it doesn't quite spawn a golem when the husk travels around, and that's fine. We should get one this time though. It's gonna take a few seconds. Yep, there it is. There it is, right there. Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of keep tinkering with this design a little bit. Maybe add a splash of color here and there because it's kind of boring, although it's not really meant to be the focus. The focus is going to be the four little melty chambers of doom. So I don't and kind of the squid floor, the squid farm river floor dealy here. So I'm not super concerned about necessarily making the fence pretty. It's more got to be functional, and we also kind of maybe a little better looking on the outside, but it's also functional in that this ledge here should keep spiders from crawling into the area that we're in when we're in here at night. So hopefully that'll work. I haven't actually tested it out. I'm just hoping that having that extra block of a lip there will be sufficient in kind of keeping them stuck against these bars and stuff. I think that should work. Fingers crossed. Alright, so here we are in the finished product. We have the iron farm working again. We've got the squid farm down below. We've got all the items going where they need to go. We've got cats spawning under certain conditions, which I think will lead us to a project we do next episode. And we also have this lovely wall on the outside. So this is what the inside looks like. It's kind of not meant to be super interesting, but interesting enough that it doesn't look just completely boring. But these are kind of the main focal points here, and you should see it at night. Everything's dark except this middle bit and this work area I have to clean up and these things. So it looks pretty nice. On the outside, that might be a bit far, and actually it could have been in lava. I forget where that thing is. But if we look at it on this side here, we've got a bit of depth in it, especially on the corners and every so often here. I didn't want to do the whole thing being depth heavy because that would also be resource heavy. As you can see, there's a lot of iron in there and andesite and clay and concrete in the corners and that sort of thing. But also we also got some of these. We've got the smooth stone blocks used as the foundation for the wall, and in some cases most of the wall actually, just not the actual. You see it from that side part area thing, mahubal. And then we also have some of the slabs, the smooth slabs, just to change the texture up every so often, which I think looks pretty nice. And we've got that all around. We also have, because we dried out the river on either side of the farm, we have these areas on either side too that look kind of interesting. I was thinking about landscaping them and taking the clay and the resources and stuff out of here, but I kind of like it the way it is. It kind of tells a story, and maybe I'll work into something else. I'm planning on doing a bit more decoration at the spawn chunks here, not right away, but over time. So I think we'll maybe work on that as well. Ooh, that was a good shot. Okay, I'm getting better at this whole ender pearl thing. I'm not a late game player normally. I'm usually a early, maybe mid game player. So having ender pearls and having elytra, that's still feels really new to me. And ender pearls I kind of don't use a whole lot. I need to get an enderman farm going. That's what I need to do. But what I need to do first, though, is end this episode. So I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a likey-loo or a comment if you have anything you want to mention, or if you like the video. Reverse those around to make them match. And we'll see you next episode, where we continue the Settlers of Catan project that we were taking a break from by doing these 2 farms here. Anyway, have a good now, have a good later, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye!